SRTV. Innovative content, global audience.
Good evening, and you're watching SRTV Abuja. We are coming live from SRTV Abuja, and today on the Teens Corner edition, we have two amazing teenagers with me here in the studio. Teens Corner is a platform where teenagers come from all walks of life to talk about themselves. It's a very safe space for teenagers. You know, they are just too audible here. You know, that's some things you don't want to say outside. You come here and you say it. Am I making sense? Yeah. And today on the show, I wouldn't be the only one here. Of course, you're seeing them here. I have Rina and Mabel. So today we'll be looking at a very topical issue, and it's something that everyone needs to know. You know, from as you're coming out from childhood, you're facing adulthood. But before you get to adulthood, there's a tiny line called I think there's a tiny line called the teen space. Yes. So for you to become an adult, you must pass that bridge of being a teenager, and this is why this whole show is. This is what the show is all about. So today we'll be looking at building a healthy self-esteem. Hmm. You know, someone said even if you like wear the most expensive clothes, most expensive jewelry, wear the most expensive perfume, if you're not wearing your confidence, then you're not wearing anything. Am I correct? So we'll be looking at what self-confidence, self-esteem rather, is all about. And I know it's a very big problem and a challenging one for teenagers out there because at this point they face identity crisis. They want to measure up with the society. They're just growing up and they are just in the society. They don't know their right from their left. They don't know how to, balance it. Should I become like my friends so I can be accepted, or should I accept myself for who I am? Believing in myself to make headways. So these are many more we'll be looking at in this show today. We'll quickly go on a short break, and please stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
SRTV Logistics is here. Are you into a restaurant business? We are here to help you move your goods from one place to another. If you're moving your goods out of the country or within the country, you can come to us. Trust us to handle your deliveries with the utmost care and professionalism, ensuring your items reach their destination safely and on time. Don't settle for anything less. We're part of the global supply chain of helping goods to move from one point of origin to the point of consumption according to the needs of customers. You can contact us with the numbers on the screen or email us at logistic@superiorradioandtelevision.com.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. So we're going to go into the show proper. Now I would like to start with this question. What do you think self-esteem is all about? I think I should start from Rina.
Okay, so yeah, basically,
Okay.
self-esteem is how you perceive yourself,
That's
how you as a person carry yourself, where you see yourself as and all of that.
Wow. Did you hear that? Self-esteem is how you perceive yourself, the image of yourself you think you are. So the way you perceive yourself determines, will definitely affect the way you carry yourself, the way you relate with people, the way you see yourself. So it's a very, very strong reason. I don't think I'll put more to that. So self-esteem simply means the way you perceive yourself. And we have two kinds of esteem. We have the low self-esteem and the positive self-esteem. Yes. So can you attempt what low self-esteem is?
A low self-esteem is how you perceive yourself negatively.
Interesting.
Self-esteem is how you perceive yourself. So self-esteem is how you perceive yourself negatively. There are people out there that don't think that they're up to the task. They don't think they're worthy enough. So I think that's low self-esteem.
Low self-esteem.
Words.
I love the way we are simplifying everything this evening. She said self-esteem is how you perceive yourself, and she further said that low self-esteem is how you perceive yourself negatively. So can we look at the causes of low self-esteem? Low self-esteem. What can be the causal factor to this enemy within? Because I call it the enemy within. It's something that makes you feel like you are less of yourself. You can't measure up. Have you been in that position when you look at the mirror and all you're seeing is I have a big nose. Oh, my head is so big. Oh God, why am I not just like Rina? Why am I not just like Mabel? Like, for example, let's make it very practical. I'm just where I am, like, oh, why am I not fair like Mabel? Why am I this dark? Oh my God. So this is how you perceive yourself in a negative way. So we're going to be looking at the causes of low self-esteem. So let me start from Rina again.
Let us say, yeah, basically the causes of low self-esteem. First of all, I think family background
Okay, family.
does a lot. I have this friend that likes me because she feels like I live in an estate and she doesn't. So she feels okay, there are lots of things you have. She feels low of herself because she doesn't live where I live.
And she feels very privileged to be your friend.
Exactly.
It's just so around her that she can even pick it. Wow,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
she shows it. She literally wants to come and not go because she feels like, oh, where I stay is
When
not.
am I going back?
But then, why? You are you. There's something you have and I don't have. Do you get? So, family background, first of all, and you not believing in yourself. You don't know who you are.
I think that's the problem,
You don't
actually.
know
That's
what
actually
you
the
carry.
problem.
Exactly.
That's actually.
You don't know what you carry. You don't know who you are. You don't believe in yourself. Because if you do, I'm a human being. If I can get to this place, I feel like there should be this move to want you to work hard to get to this place. Yeah.
Okay, let's make it very practical. You know that I think you have been mentored through some process to know this, but a lot of teenagers out there don't know this. So this is one of the reasons why things gonna exist. We are going to not just tell you the problems, we're also going to proffer solutions to you. So let's look at poverty. Poverty is the big cause of low self-esteem because these people are feeling less privileged. They're always drinking. Okay, I have a practical story that was during Christmas celebration. So there was this boy. He came around his cousins. You could tell that this one's parents are doing well, while this other person's parents are not doing well. It was very obvious. When they came around as cousins to play, this one was shrinking back to his shell. You could just tell that this guy is not feeling at home, and the other ones were just free. So there's a popular saying I love so well, as I inhaled it as a child. I ate it like food when I was growing up, and it is: do not allow your background put your back to the ground. So I think it has a lot to do in the educational sector. Yes, our guidance and counselors in schools and primary schools and secondary schools, we have a lot of work to do with these children and teenagers because we need to start intimating them with this knowledge early enough. So I don't allow what I have define me. There's something my elder sister used to say. She would say that what you wear don't give you value. You give value to what you wear. So there was this there was a day she said she was just passing randomly in the market and she was hearing 100 naira polo. She was like, God, can someone still buy clothes for 100 naira? So as she turned, one of the polos caught her attention. She just picked it. It was nice actually. She said, 100 naira. They said yes. She gave the money and she got the day she rocked that polo. People were thinking she was wearing one designer polo. So she told me, babe, do you know this polo is 100 naira? I was like, it's a lie. She said, you add value to what you have. Don't allow it. That's why a lot of ladies, they think his hair, his shoe, it's makeup, it's just, material things that when you know who you are, dear teenager out there, when you know who you are, it's enough. It's enough. You need to come to the understanding of who you are. Can we also look at some other causes of low self-esteem?
Okay, I think one main cause of low self-esteem is friends.
Friends.
When you don't have the right friends, that's like say negative things to you. You know, you need to have friends that support you, that say like positive
Your
things. You
association.
have a friend
Yeah.
that will tell you, I'm finer than you, I'm prettier than you, you don't have this, you don't have this. It affects you mentally. We don't know, but friends actually influence us. Even if some of us say we cannot be influenced, but no matter how you try, friends influence you. And so the friends that you keep around you matter. Most of our friends are the reasons why we don't have self-confidence. Because they will belittle you, they will make you feel like you're not worth it, you're not enough, you're not. So I think friends is one reason why some people
I
have.
think you made a very good point there, a very powerful point. You know, one of the things I tell teenagers out there is you bad communication corrupts good manner. Apart from that, you are who your friend is, whether you like it or not. So my dad told me a popular story when I was growing up. Yes, he said that there was this that's an old story anyways, but I would never forget it. Anytime I want to make a recommendation about friendship or whatever. So my dad told a story about there was this notorious thief then. He said in the 90s that these thieves were just terrorizing the whole barrack. That was the story my dad told me. And the name of the criminal was Sunday. But his best friend was not a criminal. His name was Samina. Do you get? So the day they finally laid hands on Sunday, the whole barrack said, if you don't lay your hands on Samina, this problem will not be resolved. So they had to kill the both of them. Then they said they used to do firing squad. They tied them together, and even as they were tied, Samina was telling Sunday, but you know I'm not a thief. But they had to die together. What's the story telling you? Who are your friends? I can vividly remember when I was a teenager. I'll tell you my story. It's so funny, but don't laugh at me. So when I was a teenager, my brother is not even my friend. Remember, I used to tell me that I have a big head. So there was this day I had to cry. We were coming back from school and he was just behind me. Just the hips, hammer head of oral, head what? Some person just big head. They give you head, may you go share for your kindred, you carry them. It was no more like sounding like a joke. I started crying. I saw myself crying. And thank God I came across Hype Foundation. And if you are a teenager everywhere around the world, I am recommending Hype Foundation. Google Hype Foundation on your phone. Check them out on Instagram, Facebook. Check them out on any social media platform. Hype Foundation is a saving grace for every teenager. I'm so grateful. I'm a product of Hype Foundation, and one of if you are we are products of Hype. Oh, you know about Hype Foundation? Yeah. So that's to tell you that Hype is a global movement, picking them from the ground and making them stand out. So the first time I attended Hype Foundation, I was just like, this man is just trying to patronize my conscience. They'll just walk up to you and tell you, oh, you're so beautiful. Yeah, you're like, it's not true. Because you're already used to, you have a big head. Do you get? So you need to also streamline the kind of, save the kind of friends that you. If this friend is not helping you, there's something about mental health. If this kind of person is not boosting your mental health, if this person, whenever you stay around this person, you're always feeling less of yourself, degraded, you're always, no, it's time to move away. Happiness is free. And as this man I want to talk about, Sabon, he used to say that the easiest thing to pick and the easiest thing to drop are friends. That's so simple. So if this friend is not boosting my esteem, I have no business keeping you as my friend, because I'm already an accident going somewhere to happen if I keep you as my friend. So you must know that choice lies within you. And another thing about friendship that I would like to add to what you said, sometimes we don't understand that we make the choice of who our friends are. Hello, teenager out there. You have the choice to choose your friends. Like you said about the girl who was all flocking around you because she thinks she comes to an estate, you're living in a. I don't mean that girl knows who she is. I've seen very sorry to use that word. Okay, let me not use the word poor. I've seen teenagers or children that come from a very humble background, but you still see the high and mighty children flocking around them. These are people who already know who they are. You don't need to do anything extra. When you see someone who has a healthy self-esteem, it's written all over. So that decision is for you to make. Don't allow your friends choose you. One of the greatest decisions you have after giving your life to Christ is choosing your friends. So we're still going to be looking at one of the causal factors. I think let me say one thing about one of the causal factors of low self-esteem: abuse. Abuse. So I'm a teen advocate, a girl child advocate, and I get that a lot from teenagers. They say, ah, Masonti, you don't know I've been raped, and ever since then I see myself as a used trash, like as a wound, as a I feel like sexually exploited, dehumanized. I don't feel like I have anything. Like that thing kind of distorts their process of becoming full humans that have a healthy self-esteem. So one of the things I've also learned is don't allow what happened to you define you. The truth is that you can't fix yesterday, but you have a lot of things to do about tomorrow. I think that word was for somebody. You can't fix yesterday, no matter what a broken plate, there's no way you can glue it back. So what you do, you pack it up and you move on. So when you sit there and you're still crying and bemoaning over the plate, time is going. Your effort is going, your mental health is at stake. You need to wake up, you need to stand up and say, this is not me. A lot of teen girl child advocates out there, maybe some of them were abused and they decided to stand up for the girl child. That's a positive way to say, let me be a voice for the silent majority. It even makes you more relevant. So that's another thing is, like you said, it's somehow intertwined with your point. We know we have three types of abuse. We have verbal abuse, like staying around people who make you feel less of yourself. What's about words are very powerful. Like when I was growing up, I would rather prefer you flog me than say hurtful words to me. You get so we have verbal abuse, we have physical abuse. Physical abuse. Poverty again is somehow intertwined to your point. This girl is living with an auntie in town. She's the house help and they keep beating her. When you look at her skin, she has scars all over. So when she sees children who are looking all naturally, she shrinks back to herself. You understand? Physical abuse. When you hit a child, you hurt that child. You damage that child. The Bible says, "Do not spare the rod and spoil the do not spare the rod and spoil the child." There's a balance. There's a balance. You don't keep hitting this child. There's a difference between flogging a child and physically abusing a child. You use all manner of weapons on a child. You beat the child blue back. That is why we have abusers. I think one of my colleagues did a show early today about law and order. She talked about abuse. These are men who beat their wife to death. Check that child very well. It's either the father was beating the mother and he was there, or the father was beating him that way. So he believes that one of the best ways to unleash his anger is beating someone else. So whenever you do that, you're damaging a child and you're damaging the society. So that could also be a causal factor to low self-esteem. And the last one we said is sexual abuse. So we're going to move on. So how do you deal with comparison? We are ladies, right? Can we talk as ladies? Yes. No matter how we pretend, I'm not moved, I know who I am. There's always this lady that when she shows up, you're like, oh God, where was she? And there's this thing about you that just stands up, like, who does she think she is? So how do you handle that? But that's also a cause. That's also a sign to show that you're not whole.
Yes.
That's also a sign to show that you're not whole. Sorry, I'll let you talk. So we live in a society where no matter how beautiful you are, a fellow lady can never tell you you're beautiful. True or false?
True.
But who does she think? The new girl in the class is always the enemy. Who does she think she is?
She's walking around the class.
So you don't open your mouth to tell someone, oh wow, you're looking so beautiful. It doesn't reduce you. In fact, when you say it, you become more whole. Oh wow, I like your hair too. I like your haircut. I like your shoes. And you're not patronizing them. You're just saying it. And I think you wanted to say something.
Okay, no, finish.
Okay. And as you're saying it, something is happening to you. It shows how whole you are. Do you get? It shows. So how do we tackle comparison? Because it comes naturally. Let's be honest. But I believe there is a negative competition and a positive competition. So let's talk about that.
Okay, so yeah, you spoke about how you see somebody coming in, maybe so you're wearing, and you're like admiring the person, you like how the person looks and all of that. Let me tell you what I do. I channel that energy that I should have used to start talking about how who she thinks she is and all of that, to try to make myself better, trying to be that person that other people will look up to and say, how did she get to this level? Yeah, Yeah, so instead of
Advice.
having something in my heart for this person that is just looking fine, why not work to be that person that's also, there's this thing I do, yeah. If I see you're finer than me and all of that, I will remind myself in my heart that, oh, Maureen, you are beautiful, you are
Your body
smart,
feeling.
you are perfect.
You know?
Yeah, but all it takes, I know who I am, so basically I'm not moved by all these things.
Okay, I think I want to score a little bit into your 18 because let me be very honest. Let's make it very practical. This thing's corner. This is where we talk every day. Okay, Maureen is a little bit economic with height. So how have you been able to? Because I
Oh,
see.
yes.
Let me say something about Maureen. Maureen is one girl. That's why I invited you to this show. That I know that her self-esteem is overflowing. Like sometimes when I look at her, I'm like, this girl self. I'll be looking at her status and I'm like, this girl, this girl. So I love the way you accepted yourself. You know, some people like it could be a problem for them. So how have you been able to accommodate yourself, accept yourself, and just
Okay,
do
so
yourself?
I'm model, yeah. I'm not even up to 5.5 feet tall, but I'm model, yeah. And I've gone far, thanks to God. But I have gotten insults. There's nothing I've not heard. You are short. What do you think? Your height can take you nowhere. But then again, like I said before, I know what I want and I know where I'm heading to. I know who I am. See, I don't look at, my mind is fine. I'm here, but my head have gone like to a lot of places. I am there. Even before you try to bring me down, in my heart I have gone. I am there. So there's nothing you say I will let to get to me. Even though I know that sometimes this thing's hot. Sometimes I cry about the kind of things people say to me. Yeah, sometimes I go home and cry, but then I will not want to not see there's this thing again. Focusing that energy into something positive. And I'm saying, so this person think I cannot do this thing because I'm short. And I'm going to do it because she said I'm short. I'm going to prove her wrong. I'm going to let her know that this my heart can take me places. And then boom, I try every best way I can to make that thing happen. So that was like
And
a
you know,
push.
somehow your achievements have a way of boosting your esteem. You understand?
Exactly.
But let me strike a balance. You know, sometimes it's not also healthy to do things to prove a point. You get? But it's more better to do things than crying about it. Rather than cry about it, I think weighing the two options, I'd rather do something to show that
I
I'm
can
competent
do it.
enough, but I don't always encourage that. Please, whatever you want to do it for yourself. Do it to create a point of relevance to your society. Do it to do it for the purpose and not to prove a point. But weighing it to cry or to prove a point, I think you should prove a point.
You can't. You can't.
If you can, right? If you can, right? So we are still on the topic building a healthy self-esteem. Deep. So let's look at one of the remedies. Let's look at the possible remedies of building a healthy self-esteem. Possible remedies. Let me add something to what you said before you said self-affirmation.
Yeah.
Okay. There's something I want to add to what she said. Don't be a slave to the last word you heard from somebody.
Yes.
It doesn't define you. Sometimes don't allow people's view define you. Know who you are. Be that person enough. But again, there is a space there are two kinds of criticism, I would say. We have the constructive criticism and the destructive criticism. So don't say, I'm not a slave to anybody. The last word so when people correct you, please be teachable. Everybody is not against you. Do you get? But when you know that this word is coming from a place of hate and the main aim is to diminish who I am, please do not accept it. Walk away from it and erase it. Do you get? You are enough. There's a song, this song, I keep hearing voices in my heart that I'm not enough. It's a very popular song. I would recommend that maybe in our next show we'll have to play the song. So the song says, I keep hearing voices in my heart that I'm not enough. And somehow when you now come out of your shell, people are saying the same thing your heart is telling you. And you're like, oh, this is a confirmation. It's a lie. That's not who you are. That's not who you are. Why I'm bold enough to talk about this is that I am a survivor. I suffered low self-esteem. There are minor and severe. I think I was under the category,
time.
the severe category. I was very, 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 very shy. Mine was extraordinary. It was a problem. But if you tell me today I'll be facing a camera and doing my thing, I'll say it's a lie. So I thank God for mentors and also mentorship from Hype Foundation. It was really very helpful. So you said something about self affirmation, and don't forget we are looking at the remedies to low self esteem.
So there's this thing I do, yeah. So there's this thing I do, yeah. I wake up every morning
Oh wow!
before I do every other thing. Normally I'm a Christian, I pray and all of that. I look at my mirror. I have a mirror in my room, and I say to myself, I remind myself that Maureen, I call my name, Rina, you are beautiful, you are smart,
Wow!
you are enough. I will be happy. I even speak into my day before it starts.
Wow!
I'll be happy today.
I've been following you.
I'll be favored. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will walk around and people want to know who this girl
Who
is.
this girl is.
Yeah, people want to ask me why you keep smiling. See, funny enough, it has been working for me. It has been working.
I love your smile.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I believe that what I do will help me, and that's why I do it. Trust me, it has been helping, and I think it goes a long way. There's this thing in your head that you are special, so there's nothing you say that will get to me. Like, I know in my heart that I am this. So self-affirmation, remind yourself that
Of who you are.
Don't let people. It happens sometimes. I feel like the things people said to me is what made me I had to build myself to this point in my life. So sometimes it is important to, but then remind yourself that you are who you are. You are
who
different
God
from the rest.
says you are.
Yes, you are who God says you are. You are a special child. There's something I have that she doesn't have. There's something you have that I don't have.
That what makes you unique.
Yes. I cannot be exactly like something, even though I want to be like Somto. But but there's
Someone
something
wants
I
to be
have,
like you.
there's something I have that makes me special that she doesn't. And there's something she has that makes her special that I don't.
Yeah.
So know yourself.
Your
Carry
worth.
yourself proud. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. I just feel like clapping. So please, can you give us your points on that?
I think one of the effective ways to remove low self-esteem is challenging yourself, one, and then I think finding positive energy. I feel like energy is very contagious, whether happy.
Sorry, did you hear that?
Positive
Energy is very contagious.
Whether positive energy, whether negative energy. If you walk into a place where like they're having like a burial ceremony, obviously when you start seeing a lot of people crying, it will affect you somehow. You might even cry because of you're seeing everybody around you is sad. And it's just the same way when you go to a place where people are celebrating, even if you go there with an angry mood, before you know it, somebody's coming to joke with you. Before you know it, you're already happy. So I think finding positive energy everywhere you go, finding like making sure that you're not around anybody that is being negative. Because if you're with friends with somebody who has like a very low self-esteem, obviously they're going to make you, they're going to change your mentality. Even if you have like a very positive self-esteem, they're still going to somehow you don't know it because they do this thing gradually. Constantly but gradually. So I think finding positive energy, because I think the energy the energy
We release.
we release and the energy we accept has something to do with our self-esteem, has something to do with the way we see ourselves. So finding positive energy is one, and then two, that's challenging yourself. Like how it has something to do with what you said that time about pushing yourself out there, because of somebody said, oh, you can't do this thing, and you tell them, oh, I can do it, and then you go on to do it, then you push it because it's a push. You tell me I can't do this thing, it pushes my mindset to go, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to show you that I'm doing this thing. It's not because of them, it's because of yourself, because you want to be a better person.
You're also helping yourself.
You also want to help yourself, you also want to be a better person than you were. They tell you, oh, you're too short. I'm also modeling, and they'll tell me, hey, you're too short. This 5 point something girl. And I'll be like, hey, if I wasn't short, you wouldn't know that you're tall. You wouldn't know the meaning of like height difference. And so I feel like I'm the reason why you feel like you're tall.
Wow.
So like always push yourself out there. Push yourself to be a better person. Not because of what people have to say about you, because you want to be better.
To be better.
And then again, I think some people have like the worst fashion sense. Honestly, like I know we're talking about self-esteem, but I think it has something to do with the way you come out, the way you dress.
Yeah. Kind of compliment.
You wear something that is not matching with your body type, and you're out there complaining that somebody is saying that you don't wear what suits you. You don't even look good. Even you, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't feel like you're enough because you're not wearing what suits you. You're not wearing what suits your body. You don't feel complete. So finding a very good fashion style that fits you is very important. It affects you. It affects your self-esteem. It affects how you see yourself because it is how you are
First
as
of
a
all,
person.
exactly. I just wanted to say it's how you see yourself that gives you the room to take other things people say
People
to
have to say
you.
to you. Do you
Yeah.
understand? If you don't, first of all, if you don't see yourself as this person, then people can't even
Okay, let
you
me
condone anything that
let
anybody
me
has
let me
to
add
say about
some,
you.
let me add something to what you said. Yeah, it's true. Like I was going I was doing I was in a public speaking class online and they said something about your appearance. So you people address you the way you look. Do you understand? So you can't keep complaining that people look down on you. You need to also look at the way you come out. Do you get? So you need to if I pretty know that low self-esteem can make you not take care of yourself because you don't even have value. You don't have value for yourself. That's why they said, do not fight with an ugly person. She has nothing, he or she has nothing to lose. Do you get? So yesterday I was on my way to work. There was this stolen van. He was also, entering the road anyhow. And so everybody in the car were like, he doesn't have anything to lose. Highest, if he spoil the car, he go toll him. He retold the car. So if you have worth for yourself, you have to take care of yourself. When you walk into a mall, you take good things. I'm not saying it must be expensive.
It must not.
It must not be expensive.
You can look good.
It must
You
not
can look
be.
good.
You cannot come back from
Very low
work
budget.
and carry yourself like that to sleep.
You don't even have to.
Then tomorrow you'll be complaining that my
Oh,
skin
your skin
is.
is this. When you don't take
The
care of
lady
yourself.
you're admiring takes good care of
Oh,
her
herself.
skin. Yeah.
So you have to.
There are normal things like aloe vera. Use it for
You can't afford
when you
skincare.
have
Yeah,
value
you
for
have
yourself, you do anything to take care of it, and it's not
Yeah.
expensive. It doesn't even need to be expensive. Even if you buy 100 naira polo, did you wash it? How well is it coming out? So the way you look is the way people address you. Do you get? So and your appearance has everything to. Let me tell you, if I'm not looking good, I know. Well, how about you?
Same with me.
It's obvious.
I think it's a general.
Even when I even dress up to look good and I don't feel confident in that dress, it's obvious.
Yes,
know when
wear
you're
something
looking
that
good.
you're comfortable with. I see a lot of people, they are working, they are dragging, they're doing so.
If you're not comfortable,
You are
it's
giving me a
fine.
license to look
To
at you
tell you
somehow.
whatever I
Do you
want to tell
understand? So look good. When you look at me, you say, "Oh, girl, you rock." So when you're going,
Let me tell you something. One thing is when you know you dress good, there is nothing anybody that can tell you that can get you because
I was
you're already
always
feeling
when they
you're
look
already
at
feeling good
I-
already. So everybody is even the way you carry yourself. Once you're confident, the way you carry yourself is different.
I'm telling you.
If you're confident in the dress you're wearing, you're not
Yeah, and
you're
there's no room
confident.
to
And there's
accept
no room
anything.
because somebody cannot
Say.
when the person sees when the person sees a confident person, they know.
Yeah.
When I was a
Somebody
little
else, you
girl,
know.
my dad used to say this. Whenever you're going out, to say, "Hey, girl," he said, "Daddy," he said, "Don't forget to wear something." He said, "Daddy, what am I?" He said, "Your confidence, maybe."
Yeah.
And that thing, like it took
Very
time.
important.
It took time.
Yes.
Though I still suffered the rejection because they were calling me big head. But it entered, but I didn't know it has entered. But as I was growing up. So please, anytime you're leaving your house, look at the way you are looking. It's very important. Make sure you're looking good. It must not be expensive. We're not talking about the brand. Did you hear us talk about where the most expensive?
Let me tell you guys
or-
something. So, times are hard now.
Yes.
And things are expensive. So sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I model. I'm married and I model. So sometimes I see a very fine dress on TikTok that I cannot afford.
And we go to carry me.
I'll go to carry market and vendor select. But when I go home,
Slay.
I'm going to wash
Wash
it.
it.
I'm going to iron it. And when I come out, I look better than the people that are buying from brands.
You won't
You won't even know that,
Yeah.
okay, this girl is wearing Oprika.
Yeah,
I tell you,
yeah.
this top now is 200.
You know.
You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah. So it's about
It's
look
not
at how it's coming out like
expensive,
very expensive.
It's not
things.
expensive. So looking good is not expensive.
Yeah, it doesn't have to.
Depends on when you know that you don't have something, you cut your budget. Nobody's saying you should go and still look fine. No. Nobody's saying you should go and
Cut
But
your
just
clothes
look
according to
good.
yourself.
Look
just
very
look
good.
come on, iron your clothes,
Wash
brush,
them.
spray your perfume, small deodorant. And then you come out, you're confident already in yourself. You don't have to do too much to impress people. You're not trying to impress anybody. You're looking good for your own self. Because when you look good, you feel confident and you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's what's important.
Oh wow. That was a very, very awesome time with you beautiful ladies. They are teenagers, they don't mind the way they're doing shakara. And they are models too.
I'm 50.
Someone said I'm 50. Alright, I get that kind of 50. Okay. So today, to give a recap of what we did today, we looked at self-esteem, and she said that self-esteem is how you perceive yourself. And we looked at causes of low self-esteem. Low self-esteem simply means how you perceive yourself in the negative way. And we looked at the causes, which could be poverty, abuse, which we categorize under verbal, physical, and verbal abuse, physical abuse, and sexual abuse. This can be a causal factor. We also looked at the remedies. I think she said positive affirmation. Do not be a slave to the last word you heard. You know who you are. Don't allow people's perception about you limit you or define you. Just said something about build your energy. If the people around you are not building it, giving you the vibes to move on and become that positive and self-courageous somebody, please don't give it I said something too. I said the easiest thing to pick and to drop are friends. Don't allow your friends choose you. Instead, choose your friend. And lastly, we talked about the way you look. People will always address you the way you look. So try as much as possible to take good care of yourself. Because taking care of yourself is also a sign of a healthy self-esteem. If you can take care of yourself, use good things on yourself. Treat yourself like a queen and a king that you are. Then other people will. Do you understand? So if you cannot like yourself, don't expect people to like you.
It starts from you.
If you don't believe in yourself, don't expect people to believe in you. The energy you exhale is what others inhale. Do you get? So if you show yourself as a very timid somebody, like I did theater art, and one of the things they used to tell us in the theater then is, if you're shy, you lose your fans. But if you're bold, you gain more fans. That was the fire for me. So this is where we are going to call the show a wrap. Thank you so much for staying with us. Rina, thanks for coming on my show. And Mabel, thank you so much. And until we come your way next time on the Teens Corner Show, I'm still your girl, Somto Black. Bye for now.
Bye.
SRTV Logistics is here. Are you into a restaurant business? We are here to help you move your goods from one place to another. If you're moving your goods out of the country or within the country, you can come to us. Trust us to handle your deliveries with the utmost care and professionalism, ensuring your items reach their destination safely and on time. Don't settle for anything less.